Well, we did it. Our very first farmer's market of the season is in the books. We sold a good bit of lamb meat and quite a bit of my wife's sourdough bread products. The breads and cinnamon rolls, granola bars were a big hit. So it was a great day with lots of vendors on hand and lots of folks as well. So thank you for everyone who stopped by the booth.
Good afternoon. It has been kind of a laid back afternoon so far. Of course, we've still got feeding to do, and we're going to go get started with that here in just a little bit. But I decided I wanted to come out here and look over the field that we spread some of the new seed on. Oh, first off, I got to tell you about lunch. Oh, I got in from work. My wife says, hey, I think I'm going to make something simple. How about a grilled cheese sandwich? And I said, hey, that sounds great. Love grilled cheese sandwiches, which doesn't really fit with our usual eating program, but anyway. So then she said, well, we've got a little bit of that lamb roast left. How about I slice some of that lamb roast real thin and put that on? And I'm like, whew, that sounds really good. So basically we wound up having, instead of a grilled ham and cheese, we had a grilled lamb and cheese for lunch. And oh my goodness, that was absolutely fantastic. Using not only our lamb, but the sourdough sandwich bread that she made. Had a little bit left over from the farmer's market, and we were definitely putting it to good use. I promise you that. Well, so far don't seem to be much coming around from the seed. I don't know if I need to give it a little bit longer, if I need to cut back some of this taller stuff so it'll have better sunlight access. I'm not sure. Well, we'll keep checking on it. That's all we can do, really. Well, I've got some cubes loaded up for the cows and some feed loaded up for the rams. So I'm going to go ahead and get the cows first this time. And since I didn't get them well last night because of the late hour, everybody was exhausted. And so I'm going to go get that done real quick, and then we'll start our regular routine. Watch out, guys. Come on, you're gonna have to move. Move. No. Move. No. Still gonna have to move. Trying to fight it like a bull. That's a heifer cat. She got attitude just like her mama. Well, our hay table is finally going kaput. We had a little spot up there that had gotten soft, and yeah, you see that over there. I'll discuss that in a minute. Had gotten kind of soft and causing some problems. Well, the other night when I put the bale down, the table broke right there, and that's where it wound up. So tomorrow I'm going to have to get out here early, see if I can get all that pulled out, get this out of here, and go from there. Definitely need to get it up here. That was the whole point of the table. I mean, the hay table's been in service now for probably 5 years, something like that. So I guess you spend 5 years having 1,000-pound round bales dropped on you. You kind of takes a toll after a while. Well, one of our new girls, new mama, look how really bitty daddy is. You had a little bitty baby. You did. You had a little bitty baby. It's cute. It's cute. Yeah, we were getting ready to feed, and Mama was showing signs that she was getting very close. So I decided to hang on a minute because I didn't want to get a feeding frenzy going with her trying to deliver and just, you know, cause problems. So I thought, well, she is a first-time mama, so it might take her a little while to really get started, but apparently she laid down and had it pretty fast. I said, it is small, but it's doing good, up and moving. She's a good, tentative mama. That's awesome. Well, it's another morning check here on the farm. Still have a few mamas left to go in this last group of lambing. We had the one itty bitty born last night, and it and Mama both are doing very well. Very, very well. Also need to check and see if we need to go ahead and get the fans plugged up. Yep. Look what I have. I have an escapee. Boy, you're starting young. Well, Thelma, let's get you moved, okay? With your baby. How long have you been separated from Mama? Well, let's get y'all moved into a comfy place. Twins will be coming out of there today, going with the others. And then Thelma, our bottle baby from, 2 years ago? Yeah. Awesome. Last year. Good deal. All right. One more mama down. We've got, I believe there's only about 5 more that may actually be bred that we've been watching. That girl right there is kind of, one looking at us there is acting a little suspicious. That's not really quite a normal laying position for a sheep. That's more of a position you see when they start the early onset pushing. Everything starts moving in place for delivery. Notice how she'll stop chewing her cud and close her eyes. Yeah, that's usually when they're having some minor contractions. But for the first timers, unfortunately, that can go on for quite a while. Alright, so I'm going to see if I can pick up this whole pallet and just move it out of the way so I can get to that bale, try to get it set back up, picked up, moved out. Then I'll have to get the table somewhat fixed. Well, step one, a big mess. It's still done. Next is going to be seeing if I can get the tractor in here far enough to tilt that bale up, get a hold of it, pull it out, set it out of the way, and then try to get this table somehow repaired. Good thing about that is nothing goes to waste. Came apart a little more than I was hoping, but that's okay. Nothing wastes around here, so we're gonna pick some of this up best we can and get it into the mangers over here for the lambs. A couple of crushed buckets there at the hay bale fell on. So let me see. Yeah, they can use some, and they can use some. Everybody needs a little bit. So we'll get that done, and then I'll catch up with you after that. This is almost as bad as trying to change a tire. Whew. But I'm getting there. I found something that I think I can get reattached under here to help with that. And if that's the case, and also that center leg that's underneath, got it pushed back up. I don't know if you can see it or not, and straightened up right there, and have a wedge under it to help it hold straight. So I edit some of the stuff out of this one and see if I can get it where I can do something with it. Did that make any sense? Good, because that's about where I'm at. This one's going to be a bit more difficult in that the pallet itself broke. It wasn't just the legs that we had attached. So in interest of time, I'm going to clean out from under here, see if I can find something to prop it up with momentarily, and then basically slide that concrete block under it and see if that will get us close. All right. Okay, well, I'm going to have to find a little bit more leverage to get under there, lift that up better so I can get that block under it. So our question is the milk crate strong enough to give us enough leverage to lift this to get that concrete block under it? Let's find out. Look at that. It is. Alright. Cool. Now I just discovered another issue, that all of our cows are over at the neighbors. Well, at second look, may not be all of our cows, but we do have a couple that are very distinctive. I see Roxy. I think Jayla, but that still leaves a few others. Let me grab a feed bucket so I can lure them if necessary. Everybody come back home. Let's see, Jayla, Jet, Roxy, Layla, Nicole, Pebbles, Peppercat, and 3 calves, 4 calves, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We're good. So I'll go play around and... Why? That's why I usually don't move them in the heat of the day. I'll just leave that gate open, and when they come up in the afternoon, by then they should have drank those water tanks down enough that I could pretty easily get them picked up and moved too. But I'm not sure which tank I'm going to be able to get a hold of. They are still very, very confused and don't understand what's going on. In their defense, normally we do not move this time of day, so not totally their fault. Y'all want to go to a new field or not? Huh? Seriously? Well, come on. They finally got the idea what this was all about. Took them a while.